1 minute. Okay. Yeah, screen sharing ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ? Yes, okay.
ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ಯಾರು ಹಾಡಿದ್ದೀಗ?
ಹಾಡಿದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ನನಗೆ.
ಓ,
ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ
ಕೇಳ್ಸ್
ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಯಾರು ಹಾಡಿದ್ದು?
ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ.
ಯಾರು ಹಾಡಿದ್ದು?
ಓಂ ಗಣನಾಂ ತ್ವಾ ಗಣಪತಿಗಂ ಹವಾಮಹೇ ಕವಿಂ ಕವೀನಾಮುಪಮಶ್ರವಸ್ತಮಂ ಜ್ಯೇಷ್ಠರಾಜಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣಾಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣಸ್ಪತ ಆನಃ ಶೃಣ್ವನ್ನೋತಿಭಿः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः. ಓಂ ಭೂರ್ಭುವಸ್ಸುವಃ ತತ್ಸವಿತುರ್ವರೇಣ್ಯಂ ಭರ್ಗೋ ದೇವಸ್ಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ ಧಿಯೋ ಯೋ ನಃ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್. ಓಂ ಭೂರ್ಭುವಸ್ಸುವಃ ತತ್ಸವಿತುರ್ವರೇಣ್ಯಂ ಭರ್ಗೋ ದೇವಸ್ಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ ಧಿಯೋ ಯೋ ನಃ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್. ಓಂ ಭೂರ್ಭುವಸ್ಸುವಃ ತತ್ಸವಿತುರ್ವರೇಣ್ಯಂ ಭರ್ಗೋ ದೇವಸ್ಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ ಧಿಯೋ ಯೋ ನಃ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್. निःश्रेण्यो ब्रह्मलोकस्य वाग्देव्याः कर्णकुण्डले धर्मद्रुममहामूले वाल्मीकिव्यासयो कृति कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगताम् अजाढ्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्. श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने रामनामवरानन ओम नम इति. So chapter 1 subchapter 59 and niilsidvi ನಾವು. Now we are continuing. So there was a lot of discussions we had last two sessions only. Salpa the temptation to speak about the other parallel elements, we got into it. So now ಓದಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, but yeah, so this time I think let's maybe spend the maximum amount of time ಓದೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಬೇಡ. I think at least 45 to 50 minutes let's make sure we read. ಕಾಂಟೆಂಪ್ಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕಾಂಟೆಂಪ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಆದರೆ ವಿಲ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವಾಗಲೇ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ವಿಲ್ ಕೀಪ್ ದಟ್ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ 10-15 minutes ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೈನ್ ವಿತ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡುವ. ವಿಲ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಮ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬಂದರೆ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಡೀಪರ್ ಕಾಂಟೆಂಪ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಅ ಸೆಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫಿನಿಶ್ ರಾಮಾಯಣ ಅದ ಬೇಗ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್, ಸರಿ. ಓದ್ಲಾ ನಾನೇ? ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ರೀಡ್ ದೆನ್. ಎನಿಬಡಿ ವಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ಲಾ?
ನಾನು
Oh yeah, please. Chapter 1, subchapter 60. Yes.
chapter 1, subchapter 60.
Yes.
O tiger among men, the immensely energetic Vishwamitra saw that the rishis had left. He spoke to all the residents of the forest. A great obstruction has now arisen in the southern direction.
Southern direction is because of Trishanku's ascent to heaven there ಅಂತ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿಗನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
We will head for another direction and perform austerities there. O great souled ones, there is the extensive region of Pushkara in the western direction. He will happily practice austerities in the supreme hermitages there. Having said this, the immensely energetic, invincible, and great sage performed fierce austerities in Pushkara. He subsisted on roots and fruit. At that time, there was a king who was the lord of Ayodhya. He was famous as Ambarisha and he started to perform a sacrifice. However, Indra seized the animal the sacrificer had earmarked. When the animal was destroyed, the Brahmana spoke to the king. O king, because of your carelessness, the animal has been seized and destroyed. If objects belong to the king,
Belonging to the
if
king.
If objects belonging to the king are left unprotected and are destroyed, the sin devolves on the king. O bull among men, a great rite of the atonement must be performed. Let a man or an animal be quickly brought so that the ritual can continue. O bull among men, hearing the words of the preceptors, the immensely intelligent king offered thousands of cows in exchange so that he might obtain an animal. The Lord of the earth searched in its habitations, cities, forests, and even in sacred hermitages. O descendant of the Raghu lineage, O son, he saw Richika seated in. Oh, sorry. Brigutunda with his son and his wife. The infinitely radiant Rajarshi bowed his head down and worshipped the immensely energetic Brahmana Rishi, who blazed in the radiance of his austerities. In every possible way, he he asked about Richika's welfare and then spoke these words: O immensely fortunate one, O descendant of the Brigu lineage, if you give me your son in exchange for 1,000 cows, I will
100,000.
100,000 cows, sorry, 100,000 cows. I will obtain a sacrificial animal and will be successful. I have visited all the countries but have not obtained an appropriate sacrificial animal. Sacrificial.
Sacrificial.
In ex- Sacrificial animal. In exchange for that price, you should grant me one of your sons.
So far, only a single son has been mentioned. Then 417. Okay.
Okay. Thus addressed, the immensely energetic Richika replied in these words: O best among men, I will never sell my eldest son. Hearing those words, the ascetic mother of those great souled ones spoke to Ambarisha, tiger among men. O king, know that the youngest son is my beloved.
Only the critical text uses the word shunaka, though non-critical versions don't always have this word. We have translated this as youngest son, but shunaka actually means young dog or puppy. Okay.
Oh. O, o best among men, it is often the case that the eldest is loved by fathers and the youngest by mothers. Therefore, I am protecting the youngest. O Rama, when the sage spoke those words, the sage's wife spoke similar words. The son in the middle, Shunash, Shuna,
Shunashepa.
Shunashepa, himself said, 419.
So ಇಲ್ಲಿ Shunashepa should be translated as dog's penis ಅಂತ, though it can be translated as dog's tail ಅಂತ. Okay. Himself
Himself
said.
said,
Ah.
my father has said that the eldest cannot be sold, and my mother has said the same about the youngest. O king, I therefore think that the son in the middle can be sold. Take me, O descendant of the Raghu lineage, extremely happy. The Lord of men gave 100,000 cows, accepted Shunashepa, and left. Rajarshi Ambarisha swiftly ascended his chariot. The immensely energetic and greatly illustrious one left quickly with Shunashepa.
Okay. So yeah, chapter 1, subchapter 61.
This thing comes also in Mahabharata. ದೊಡ್ಡವನು ಚಿಕ್ಕವನು ಮಧ್ಯದವನು ಅನ್ನೋ
ಹಾಂ
ಯಾವುದೋ
ಹಾಂ
ಒಂದು
ಹೌದೌದು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಜ್ಞಾತವಾಸ ಮಾಡೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬಕಾಸುರನ
ಹಾ
ಹತ್ರ ಕಳಿಸುವಾಗ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಂ ಹಾಂ
ಕಳಿಸುವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಹೌದು. ಯಾ.
Chapter 161,
ಎಸ್.
chapter 61.
ಎಸ್.
O best among men, O descendant of the Raghu lineage, having taken Shunashepa, when it was noon, the immensely illustrious king rested in Pushkara. While he was resting, the immensely illustrious Shunashepa also came to the excellent Pushkara and saw Vishwamitra. He showed distress in his face. He was miserable because of thirst and exhaustion. He fell down on the sage's lap and spoke these words. I do not have a mother nor a father. Where are my kin and relatives? O amiable one, O bull among sages, following dharma, you should save me. O best among sages, you are the protector, the preserver of everything. Let the king be successful, but let me also have an undecaying and long life. Let me torment myself through the best of austerities and obtain the world of heaven. Using your intelligence, become a protector to one who is without a protector. O one with dharma in his soul, like a father, you should save me from all difficulty. Hearing his words, Vishwamitra, the great ascetic, comforted him in various ways. He spoke these words to his sons. Fathers give birth to sons for the sake of welfare and benefit in the world hereafter. That time has come to pass. This child, the son of a sage, desires refuge with me. O sons, we should bring him pleasure by ensuring his life. All of you are the performers of excellent deeds. All of you are devoted to Dharma. Satisfy Agni by offering one of your own selves like a sacrificial animal to the Indra among kings. Then Shunashepa will have a protector, and there will be no obstructions to the sacrifice. The gods will be satisfied, and I will also adhere to my pledge. O best among men, on hearing the sage's words, Madhushyanda and the other sons were insolent. They dismissively said, O Lord, how can you abandon your own sons and protect the son of another? We perceive this as something that should not be done. It is like an act of eating dog meat. When he heard the words of his sons, the eyes of that bull among sages became red with rage. He said, You have foolishly uttered these words and have thereby censored
Censored
Dharma.
Dharma.
You have transgressed me in words that are terrible. They make the body hair stand up. Like the sons of Vasishta, all of you will be reborn as those who subsist on dog meat. For a full 1,000 years, you will roam around on the earth in that way. Having cursed his sons in that way, the supreme sage then sought to protect the afflicted Shunashepa and ensure his welfare. When you are tied to the Vaishnava sacrificial altar with sacred bonds and adorned with red garlands and paste, address these eloquent words to Agni, O son of a sage. At Ambarisha's sacrifice, chant these two divine hymns and you will obtain success. Controlled in his mind, Shunashepa accepted those two chants. He quickly went to Ambarisha and said, O lion among kings, O great spirit, let us quickly go to the assembly. O Indra among men, let your consecration,
Consecration. Yeah.
consecration take place. On
Pattabhisheka.
here, Pattabhishek. On hearing the words of the rishi's son, the king was eager and happy. Without deviating, he swiftly went to the sacrificial arena. With the permission of the assistant priests, he dressed the sacrificial animal in red garments.
420 is. Oh, so the sacrificial animal is Shunashepa.
Shunashepa, yeah, yeah, yeah. In red garments, marked him out with auspicious signs, and tied him to the altar. When he had been tied there, the sage's son pleased the two gods, Indra and Indra's younger brother,
ವಿಷ್ಣು
with
ಅಂತ
those
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ
charms.
ಇಂದ್ರಸ್ ಯಂಗರ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಹೌ 421 ಇಂದ್ರಸ್ ಯಂಗರ್
Oh,
ಬ್ರದರ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ನಾಟ್ ಶೋರ್ ಇಫ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅದರ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಬೈ ಎನಿ ಚಾನ್ಸ್
Vishnu.
ಓಕೆ
The thousand-eyed one was pleased at that secret chanting. O Raghava, he granted a long life to Shunashepa. O best among men, O Rama, the king completed his sacrifice and through the favors of the thousand-eyed one obtained a multitude of fruits. O best among men, A great ascetic Vishwamitra with dharma in his soul performed austerities in Pushkara for another 1000 years.
Okay. Hmm. All
ಅದು
right.
ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
Chapter 1, subchapter 52, 62.
ಹ್ಮ್. ಹನುಮಂತ ಆಂಜನೇಯ ಹೌದು.
ಓದ್ಲಾ ನಾನು? Will you continue? ಆಗತ್ತಾ?
ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಅವನು ಆಂಜನೇಯ ರಾಕ್ಷಸನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಹೋದ.
ನಂಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಗೇನೋ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ. ಹ್ಞೂ. ಅಲ್ಲೇ.
ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 1, ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 62.
ಎಸ್.
1000 years were over. After the war was over, the great sage bathed and all the gods assembled to grant him the fruits he desired from the austerities. The greatly energetic Brahma spoke these extremely agreeable words to him. O fortunate one, through your own auspicious deeds, you have now become a rishi. Having said this, the Lord of the gods again returned to heaven. The immensely energetic Vishwamitra performed great austerities again. O best among men, after a long period of time, the supreme Apsara Menaka arrived and started to bathe in Pushkara. Kushika's greatly energetic son saw Menaka. She was unmatched in her beauty and was like a flash of lightning in a cloud. On seeing her, the sage came under the subjugation of Kandarpa and spoke these words.
Kandarpa is Manmatha.
Manmatha.
Hmm.
O Apsara, welcome. Reside here in my hermitage. O fortunate one, show me your favors. I am extremely confounded by Madana. Thus addressed, the beautiful one started to dwell there. Vishwamitra was confronted with a great obstruction in his austerities. O Raghava, O amiable one, while she happily dwelt there in Vishwamitra's hermitage, 10 years passed. After this time had passed, the great sage Vishwamitra became ashamed. He was overcome by sorrow and started to think. O descendant of the Raghu lineage, the sage had intolerant thoughts. All the gods have done this to rob me of my great austerities. 10 years have passed like only a day and a night because I was overcome by desire and confusion. This obstruction has presented itself. The supreme among sages sighed. He sorrowed with repentance. He saw that the Apsara was terrified and trembling, her hands joined in salutation.
ಹ್ಞೂ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ಕರ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಪ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೋ ಅಂತ ಅವಳು ಹೆದರ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಳು.
Oh, okay, okay. Using sweet words, Kushika's son asked Menaka to leave. O Rama, Vishwamitra then went to the northern mountains.
ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮಬ್ಲಿ ದ ಹಿಮಾಲಯಾಸ್ ಅಂತ.
Okay. Wishing to conquer desire, the immensely illustrious one turned to devotion. On the banks of the Kaushiki, he tormented himself through extremely difficult austerities. O Rama, in the northern mountains, he practiced terrible austerities for 1000 years, and the gods were scared. All the large number of rishis and gods assembled and consulted, deciding that Kushika's son should be successful in obtaining the appellation of Maharshi. Hearing the words of the gods, the grandfather of all the worlds spoke these sweet words to Vishwamitra, the store of austerities. O son, O Maharshi, welcome. I am satisfied by your fierce austerities. O Kaushika, I grant you the title of Maharshi. Hearing Brahma's words, Vishwamitra, the store of austerities, bowed down, joining his hands in salutation. He replied to the grandfather, O illustrious one, if I have accumulated unsurpassed merit through my own auspicious deeds, if I have conquered my senses, you should address me as Brahmarshi. Brahm,
ಅವನೇ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾನೆ, ಅ ಸೇಜ್ ವಿತ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನ್ ಅಂತ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರ್ಷಿ.
Brahma. Brahma told him, O tiger among sages, You have still not conquered your senses and need to strive more.
After thousands of years of penance.
Thousands years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm,
Saying this, he returned to heaven. The gods also departed. The great sage Vishwamitra stood with his hands raised up without any support. Subsisting only on air, he performed austerities. During the summer, he observed the five fires. During the monsoon, the open sky was his shelter.
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ
During
ಕೇಳ್ದ
the
ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಸಂಬಡಿ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಹಿಂದಮ್ಮ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಹಿಂದಮ್ಮ ಎಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದಮ್ಮ ಕೇಳುತ್ತಾ ಕೆನ್ ಯು ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಸ್
Sorry. Namaste.
ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ವಿ
For
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್
joining late
ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್
and
ಒನ್ ಸಬ್
disturbing.
ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 60
Huh.
ಈಗ
Okay.
ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಒನ್ ಸಬ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 62
62.
ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀವಿ
Oh,
ಯಾ
continue.
ಹಾಂ ಸೊ
Subsisting only on air, he performed austerities. During the summer, he observed the five fires. During the monsoon, the open sky was his shelter. During the winter, during night and day, the store of austerity slept in the water. In this way, he performed fierce austerities for 1000 years. While Vishwamitra, the great sage, tormented himself in this way, Vasava and the other gods were extremely frightened. With a large number of Maruts, Shakra spoke words that were beneficial to him, but not beneficial to Kaushika or to the Apsara Rambha.
ಯಾ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಒನ್ ಸಬ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 63
O Rambha, you have to perform an extremely great task for the gods. You have to seduce Kaushika, confounding him with desire. O Rama, thus addressed the Apsara spoke to the intelligent and the thousand eyed one. She joined her hands in salutation and replied to the Lord of the gods. O Lord of the gods, the great sage Vishwamitra is terrible. O God, there is no doubt that he will unleash his terrible rage on me. O God, I am frightened on that account, and you should show me your favors. The thousand eyed one replied to the one who was trembling, her hands joined in salutation. O Rambha, do not be scared and act according to my instructions. I will become a cuckoo that sings in beautiful and agreeable tones in the trees during the spring. With Kandarpa, I will be at your side. Assume an extremely radiant form that is beautiful in many ways. O Rambha, create conflict in that rishi and ascetic Kaushika. Hearing these words, she assumed a form that was supreme in beauty. The sweet, smiling, and beautiful one tempted Vishwamitra. He heard the melodious tones of the cuckoo singing, and with a gladdened heart he glanced towards her. However, on hearing the unmatched tones of the song and on seeing Rambha, the sage was suspicious. The bull among sages discerned that this was the work of the thousand eyed one. Overcome with rage, Kushika's son cursed Rambha. O Rambha, I have been trying to conquer desire and anger, but you have tempted me. O unfortunate one, for 10,000 years you will become a rock. O Rambha, you have been tainted by my rage. An extremely energetic Brahmana, full of the strength of austerities, will eventually save you.
ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ವಸಿಷ್ಠ ಅಂತ 425
Vishwamitra, an extremely energetic and great sage, spoke in this way. However, because he was incapable of controlling his anger, he also repented.
ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಗರ್
Because
ಫಾಲೋಸ್ ರಿಪೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್
uh,
or rather repentance follows anger. Yeah, anger is
repentance
followed by repentance. Yeah, not maybe in that moment, but eventually it will ಅಂತ.
eventually, guilt
Guilt. Yeah,
and repentance
yeah.
is
ಯಾವುದೋ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲಿ one of the gurus had mentioned that anger is the first emotion that the child is born with and the last emotion that the man that the human can conquer ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮದರ್ಸ್ ವೂಮಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾನಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಉಸಿರಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಇವಾಗ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ನನ್ನ ಮದರ್ ವೂಂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಬ್ರೀದಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಮೈ ಮದರ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಅಂಬ್ಲಿಕಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್. ನೌ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೀದ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ದಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಂಫರ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಫ್ರಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೋಪ. ಸೊ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಮೋಷನ್ ದಟ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ experiences is anger. So, and that's the last emotion to be conquered. So yeah, anger is like the peak, at the peak of the emotions to be conquered. So this whole episode, according to me, about Vishwamitra is completely about how immensely the emotion called anger plays a role in our life. On thousand years ಮೂರು ಸಲಿನೋ ಬಂತು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 1000 years ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೋದ, 1000 years ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೋದ, 1000 years ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೋದ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟಾದ್ರೂ ನಾನು ಕೋಪ ಬಿಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದ ಕೋಪ ಇಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಲೆಟ್ ಗೋ ಅಂತ.
And even in our real lives, we try conquering anger, and something much more, fierce, strong, and terrible will come.
Absolutely. That's how it is. Yeah. Great. Yeah. He also repented. Yeah.
He also repented. Because of that great curse, Rambha became a rock. On hearing these words, Kandarpa fled from the Maharshi. Having succumbed to rage, the immensely energetic one was
divested of his store. ಅಂದರೆ ಫುಲ್ ಅವನ ಪವರ್ ಫುಲ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. ತಪಶಕ್ತಿ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ.
3000 ವರ್ಷದ್ದು
ಫುಲ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್.
O Rama, having not been able to conquer his senses, he could not find any peace in his mind.
We have enough time. Yeah, we'll continue. Chapter 1, subchapter 64. Let me know whenever you want me to take over, Deepu. Yeah.
O Rama, the great sage abandoned the direction of the Himalayas. He resorted to the eastern direction and practiced extremely terrible austerities. He observed a supreme vow and did not speak for 1000 years. O Rama, he performed extremely difficult and unmatched austerities. For 1000 years, the great sage was like a block of wood. Though confronted with many kinds of obstructions, anger did not enter his heart. The gods, the Gandharvas, the serpents, the Asuras, and the Rakshasas were confounded by his energy. His austerities dulled their own radiance. Since this was like a taint, all of them addressed the grandfather. We have sought to tempt the great sage Vishwamitra in many kinds of ways, but because of his austerities, he has not allowed his rage to increase. Not even a subtle sign of weakness can be seen in him. If he is not granted what is in his mind through his austerities, he will destroy the three worlds and all their mobile and immobile objects. All the directions are anxious and nothing can be seen. All the oceans are turbulent and the mountains are being shattered. The earth is trembling and an extremely tumultuous wind is raging. O God, O illustrious one, the immensely radiant one has a form like that of Agni. The great sage should be shown favors because he makes up his mind before he makes up his mind to destroy everything. In earlier times, the fire of destruction destroyed everything in the three worlds. Even if he desires the kingdom of the gods, it is in our view that he should be granted that. All the gods, with the grandfather at the forefront, approached the great soul Vishwamitra and addressed him in these sweet words. O Brahmarshi, welcome. We are extremely satisfied with your austerities. O Kaushika, through your fierce austerities, you have obtained the status of a Brahmana. O Brahmana, with a large number of Maruts, I grant you a long life. O fortunate one, O amiable one, may you be fortunate. You can now return to wherever you came from. Hearing the grandfather's words and those of all the residents of heaven, the great sage was delighted. He bowed down before them and said, "Since I have obtained the status of Brahmana and have also received a long life, may Om
The sacred Akshara, also written as OM Om or AUM Om. Yeah.
Vashatkara
Hmm. Vashat,
and the Ved.
Vashatkara, I mean, Vishnu Sahasranamadalli, Vishwam, Vishnu, Vashatkara. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ Vashatkara is the form of nothingness. Like the first sloka, Vishwam, Vishnur, Vashatka. So Vishnu is the whole Vishwa, Vishwam, which is the entire cosmos. Vishwam, Vishnur, Vashatkara, he is the whole universe also and he is nothingness also. So Om is like everything and Vashatkara is like nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
May Om, Vashatkara, and the Vedas reveal themselves to me. O gods, Vasishta is Brahma's son. May he also acknowledge me as the best among those who possess the knowledge of the Kshatriyas and the knowledge of the Brahmanas. O bull among the gods, depart only after you have accomplished this supreme desire of mine. The gods showed him their favors. Vasishta, supreme among those who meditate, also arrived, made his friendship, and said, "You are a Brahmashi. Since you are now a Brahmashi, there is no doubt that everything will now manifest itself before you." After this was said, all the gods went away to wherever they had come from. Vishwamitra, with Dharma in his soul, obtained the supreme status of being a Brahmana. He worshipped Brahmarshi Vasishta, supreme among those who meditate. Having obtained his wish, he based himself on austerities and roamed around the entire earth. O Rama, this is how the great souled one obtained the status of being a Brahmana. O Rama, he is best among sages. He is the embodiment of austerities. He is always devoted to supreme dharma and valor. In the presence of Rama and Lakshmana, Janaka heard Shatananda's words. He joined his hands in salutation and spoke these words to Kushika's son. O bull among sages, one who O one who follows Dharma, I am blessed that you have shown me your favors and have come to the sacrifice with Kakutstha. O Brahmana, O great sage, your mere sight has purified me. By beholding you, I have obtained many kinds of qualities. O Brahmana, I and the immensely energetic and great soul Rama have heard the detailed recital of your great austerities. The assistant priests in this assembly have also heard about your many qualities. Your austerities are immeasurable. Your strength is immeasurable. O Kushika's son, your qualities are always immeasurable. O Lord, creatures are never satisfied at hearing about your extraordinary account. O best among sages, however, the solar disk is elongated and it is time for the rituals.
It is evening and elongated.
Okay. O immensely energetic one, tomorrow morning I will see you again, O best among ascetics. Welcome. You should grant me permission to leave now. The best among sages was thus addressed by the Lord of Videha and Mithila, who circumambulated him together with his priests and relatives. Worshipped by the Maharshis with Rama and Lakshmana, Vishwamitra with Dharma in his soul left for his own residence.
Nice. We're at 9:41. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬೇಡ ಅಲ್ವಾ? We'll
Huh.
remember. Yeah, we still have 20 minutes. Yeah. Chapter 1, subchapter 65.
65. When it was sparkling morning, the king performed the morning rituals and invited the great soul Vishwamitra and Raghava. Following the ordinances laid down in the sacred texts, he worshipped the great souled one.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ
and the two great souled Raghavas. He then spoke these words: O illustrious one, O unblemished one, welcome. What can I do for you? O illustrious one, command me. I am ready to be commanded by you. The one with Dharma in his soul was thus addressed by the great souled Janaka. The sage, eloquent in the use of words, replied in these words to the valiant one: These two are the sons of Dasharatha. They are Kshatriyas and are famous in the worlds. They wish to see the supreme bow that is in your possession, O fortunate one. If they can see the bow, the wishes of these two princes will be satisfied. Having seen the bow as they wish, they can then return. Thus addressed, Janaka replied to the great sage: Hear about the bow and about why it is kept here. There was a king famous by the name of Devaratha, and he was the sixth in line from Nimi.
Nimi was the king who established the dynasty in Mithila. He was Janaka's ancestor.
Okay. The illustrious and great souled one left it in his hands in
So
trust.
this is Shiva.
Okay.
Shiva left it in his hands. That bow.
Nimi
The
Kayali.
Nimi
Mm.
Kaili. Yeah, yeah.
Earlier, at the time of the destruction of Daksha's sacrifice, the valiant Rudra angrily raised the bow and playfully spoke to the gods. O gods, I desired a share of the sacrifice, but you did not think of a share for me. Therefore, I will sever your heads with this extremely revered
I
bow.
think it is supposed to be sever. The severe akpidida.
Sever,
Sever is to separate antada. ನಿಮಿಷ
separate.
where is it? ಈ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲೂ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಅಂತಲೇ ಇದೆ ಅದು. That was a mistake maybe. So sever is to separate. Therefore I will sever your heads with this extremely revered bow.
Extremely revered Ba. O bull among sages. At this, all the gods were distressed. They sought the favors of the Lord of the gods, and Bhava was pleased.
Bhava ಅನ್ಸದ mostly.
Bhavana,
ಹಾಂ
Bhava was pleased. Happy, he bestowed his favors on those great souled ones. O Lord, after this, the great souled gods of the gods handed over this gem of a bow in trust to our ancestor. Later, I was plowing and purifying my field. From the field, my unpraised plow brought up
Upraised.
the one upraised plow brought up the one who has become famous by the name of Sita.
Only the word Sita means the furrow caused by a plow.
Oh,
ಪ್ಲೋಗ್ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಕಂಡ್ರೆ ನೇಗಿಲುನ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ವ ಒಡೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಆ ನೆಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಅದು ಎಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದಾಗ ಅದು ಸೆಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಣ್ಣು ಸೆಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಸೀತಾ ಅಂತಾರೆ.
oh.
ಯಾ
Finally, Sita has arrived in
ಫೈನಲಿ
her
ಶೀಸ್
hand.
ರೈಟ್ ಫೈನಲಿ. ಹ್ಞೂ
Having been raised from the surface of the ground, she was reared as my daughter. She was not born from a womb, and this maiden will be bestowed as Virya Shulka.
Veera Shulka is not the same as a Swayamvara. Swayamvara is a ceremony where the maiden herself, Swayam, chooses her husband Vara from assembled suitors. Veera Shulka is when the maiden is offered to the suitor who shows the most valor, that is Virya. Shulka meaning prize.
Oh. Having been raised from the surface of the ground, she has grown up as my daughter. O bull among sages, these kings have come to seek her hand. O illustrious one, I have not bestowed my daughter on any of the kings who have come. I will bestow my daughter through the mode of Virya Shulka. O best among sages, That is the reason all these kings have assembled here. They have arrived in Mithila to test their Vela. This Vela will be tested by their ability to raise the bow. However, none of them have been able to grasp the bow or raise it. O great sage, I got to know that those valiant ones possess little valor. O store of austerities, listen. I therefore refused all those kings. O bull among sages, at this the kings were extremely enraged. Since their valor was being doubted, all of them laid siege to Mithila. O bull among sages, they thought that they had been slighted. Therefore, prey to great rage, they oppressed the city of Mithila. After an entire year passed, everything began to suffer and the supplies were exhausted. O best among sages, that is the reason I became extremely miserable. After this, I pleased the large number of gods through my austerities. Extremely pleased, the gods gave me armies with four kinds of forces.
It is chariots, elephants, horses, and foot soldiers.
Through these, those evil acting and cowardly kings who doubted my valor were rooted, killed, and driven away in different directions, together with their advisors. O tiger among sages, O one excellent in vows, I will show that extremely radiant bow to Rama and Lakshmana too. O sage, if Rama is capable of stringing that bow, I will bestow my daughter Sita, who was not born from a womb on Dasharatha's son.
Okay, 9:48. We have 12 more minutes. ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಣ any contemplation ಹೊರಡು ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಓದ್ಬೇಡ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 66. 5 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಂ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಡ. ಹಾಂ ಓದ್ಬೇಡ. ಹಾಂ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 1 ಸಬ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 66.
66. Having heard Janaka's words, the great sage Vishwamitra told the king, show Rama the bow. At this, King Janaka instructed his advisers, bring the divine bow decorated with fragrances and garlands here. Commanded by Janaka, the advisers entered the city. Following the king's command, they emerged, placing the bow at the front. There were 5,000 tall and great souled men. 5,000. Together, they somehow managed to tug it along on a casket with 8 wheels. Having brought the iron casket with a bow, the ministers informed the king, who was like a god. O king, this is the supreme bow that is worshipped by all the kings. O Lord of Mithila, O Indra among kings, this is what you wish to be shown. Hearing their words, the king joined his hands in salutation and addressed the great soul Vishwamitra and Rama and Lakshmana. O Brahmana, this is the supreme bow, worshipped by those of the Janaka's lineage. Extremely valiant kings have not been able to use it to take aim, nor have the large number of gods, asuras, rakshasas, gandharvas, the best of yakshas, kinnaras, or the giant serpents. How can men raise the bow, string it, affix an arrow, and take aim with it? O bull among sages, O immensely fortunate one, the best among bows has been brought so that it can be shown to the two princes. Vishwamitra, with dharma in his soul, heard Janaka's words. He told Raghava, O Rama, O son, behold the bow. Hearing the Maharshi's words, Rama opened the casket where the bow was kept. He saw the bow and said, O Brahmana, I wish to touch this supreme bow with my hands. I want to try to raise it and take aim with it. The king and the sage said, Go ahead. Hearing the sage's words, he playfully grasped the bow with a bow at the middle. While many thousands of men looked on, the descendant of the Raghu lineage with Dharma in his soul playfully strung the bow. The valiant one, immensely illustrious and best among men, strung the bowstring and took aim. The bow snapped at the middle. The great sound aroused like the roar of a storm. It was as if there was an extremely giant earthquake that made the mountains shatter. Confounded by that sound, all the men, with the exception of the supreme among sages, the king and the two Raghavas, fell down unconscious. When the men regained their senses, having got his composure back, the king joined his hands in salutation and spoke these words to the bull among sages, who was eloquent with words. O illustrious one, I have witnessed the Vela of Rama, Dasharatha's son. This is extremely wonderful and unthinkable. This is something that has not even been talked about. If Sita gets Rama, Dasharatha's son, as her husband, my daughter will bring fame to the Vijayanagas. O Kaushika, my truthful pledge is that she will be bestowed as Virya Shulka. My daughter Sita is worth many of my lives, and it is my view that she should be given to Rama. O Brahmana, with your permission, let my ministers quickly go. O Kaushika, O fortunate one, let them go to Ayodhya on chariots. With diligent words, let them bring the king to my city. Dasharatha.
Dasharatha.
Let them tell him everything and about the bestowal through Virya Shulka. They will also tell the king that the two Kakutsas are under the protection of the sage
Vishwamitra.
Vishwa. With affectionate words, they will bring the king extremely swiftly. When Kaushika agreed to this, the king addressed his ministers. The one with Dharma in his soul commanded them and sent them to Ayodhya.
Super. Yeah. ಸಾಕಂತಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ 9:54 already, so 6 minutes. Yeah, we have entered the episode of Sita entering the episode. So yeah, good. So chapter 1, subchapter 67 in the we'll have to resume. Good. So just the same point we started discussing. Vishwamitra. I mean, the whole point of giving up on anger is not a joke at all. Another Vishwamitra, through Vishwamitra, adana sort of explain ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So how even such a powerful rishi like Vishwamitra also struggled to give up on anger ಅಂದರೆ ಸಾಧಾರಣವಾಗಿರೋ ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ನಮ್ಮಂಥವ್ರು how easy is it to give up on anger ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನು ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು. We can give up on jealousy or hatred, guilty consciousness. ಒಂದು you can go do ಪಶ್ಚಾತ್ತಾಪ ಅದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಗಿಲ್ಟಿ ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸು ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು. ಕೋಪವನ್ನು ಬಿಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. It's such a interesting thing that we can't give up on kopa. Yeah. Interesting.
Vishwamitra, in the end, even though ಅವ್ರ ಶಾಪ ಕೊಡೋ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದು ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ಗೂ ಬಂತು. ನಂದು ತಪಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಅಂತ. Maybe we could start becoming aware of our triggers.
Correct. Name it to tame it ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಲ್ವಾ. Emotional intelligence ಅಲ್ಲಿ they call it name it to tame it. If I have to control an emotion of mine, I should first know to name that emotion. ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆವಾಗ ಟೇಮ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹರ್ಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ನನಗೆ ಅನದರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ ನಂಗೆ ನೆನಪು. ನನಗೆ ಈವನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಕಾಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ಎಸ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರ್ಷಿ, ದ ಈಗೋ ಆಫ್ ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ಇನ್ನೂ ಮುಗ್ದಿರಲ್ವಂತೆ. ವಸಿಷ್ಠ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ವಸಿಷ್ಠಾಗ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಫಾರ್ಮಾಲಿಟಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ಸೇಸ್, ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ನಿನಗೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಾನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರ್ಷಿ ಇವಾಗ, ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಡೂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತಂತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಇನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಪುರಾಣ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ
ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ಬಂತಲ್ವಾ, ಈಗಲಾದ್ರೂ ವಸಿಷ್ಠಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ
ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂತ.
consider me as
Correct, correct.
as
Yeah,
equal
yeah, yeah. So that's a validation that he was seeking. Yeah,
seeking,
yeah.
especially probably from Vasishta.
From Asista. So his main comparison was him.
Vas-
Yeah, yeah. Don't compare another adhikar.
Hmm.
So yeah.
But validation is, I think, we are all seeking from our childhood until now. We are all seeking validation in one or the
Absolutely. From someone or the
other.
other. Someone or the other.
Hmm.
Yeah. ನಾವು
But
ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೇವೆ
should
ನಮಗೆ
we
ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ.
overcome how to overcome seeking validation from others is a huge thing.
ಯಾ ಅದು ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಈಗ ಎಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ನನ್ನ ಅಣ್ಣ ರೋಹಿತ್ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಮೈ ಎಲ್ಡರ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ he was suggesting a book that he's reading right now. Hold on to your kids ಅಂತ the name of the book. ಅಮೆಝಾನಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಕಿಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಫಸೈಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ of making the children realize that your only validation or comparison should be with your parents anta. Whatever validation you're seeking, don't seek it from your other friends, from your peers. Seek it from your parents anta. ಓಕೆ, ನೀನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ನೀನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಟ ಆಡಿದ್ಯಾ, ಆರ್ ಯು ಗುಡ್ ಆಟ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಅದನ್ನು ನಿನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ನಿನ್ನ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ಅವರಿಂದ ತಗೋಬೇಡ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈಡ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಿಗರ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಔಟ್. So if the parents say you are good, then that's the only validation you need to seek. And then coach ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು, so then they will stop looking for it in the outside world ಅಂತ. Okay.
But if we see, I'm sure even you have observed that children, when they're very young, almost up to 3 years, 4 years, they seek validation only from parents. I think it's the parents who make children seek
Absolutely.
validation outside.
From absolutely. Go another शर्मा जी का बेटा क्या है ना, शर्मा जी क्या सोचेंगे, है ना, सोचेगा. ತ್ರೀ ಇಡಿಯಟ್ಸ್ ಮೂವಿಲಿ ಮಾಧವನ್ಸ್ ಫಾದರ್ ಸೇಸ್ ದಟಲ್ಲ, ನೀನು ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫರ್ ಆದರೆ ನಾ ಶರ್ಮಾಜಿ ಏನು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನಂಗೆ ಶರ್ಮಾಜಿ ಏನು ಅನ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಚಿಂತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೇನು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀರ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಯಾ ಇಟ್ಸ್, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಒನ್. So it starts off with that validation should be just from the parents and the parental figures, maybe grandparents or parents, and not from the peers. ನಮಗದು ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನು. ಅವನಿಗೆ 100ಅಲ್ಲಿ 97 ಬಂತು, ನನಗೆ ಬರೀ 83 ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಸೊ ನಾನು ಹಾಗಂದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟಪಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು. ಬೇಡ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು, ಫಾರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಡಿಡ್ 83, ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗುಡ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ, ಗುಡ್, ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆನ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ it's interesting. It's very important for parents to engage their children's minds productively. Yeah. Yeah. And nenne I was mentioning about it. I would encourage all of you to see this interview of this boy, Oba Lydian Nadaswaram anta oba huduga idane. He must be about 18-20 now. ಅವನು 10 or 13 years ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನೋ ಇರುವಾಗೇನೋ he attended this competition in the US called as ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ ಐಡಲ್ ಥರ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಐಡಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗಿದೆಯೋ ಆ ಥರ ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ ಐಡಲ್ ಥರ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಗರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕರಾಟೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಸ್ಟ್, ಸಿಂಗರ್ಸ್, ಡಾನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಸಿವ್ ಜೂರಿ ಟೀಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಸಮ್ 15-20 ಜಡ್ಜಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವೋಟ್ಸ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ is selected. Okay, and the prize money is like $1 million. Okay, so even Lydian, he's hardly a 10 or 12-year-old boy, and he incidentally was a student of A.R. Rahman's music school. A.R. Rahman on the KM Conservatory, there is a school, and he was a student there learning music. Okay, so he was learning the piano and the drums also. So even he participated in that competition, and one round ಅಲ್ಲಿ, it's a very viral video, ನಾನು ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು. ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇಂದಮ್ಮ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವುಡ್ ಲವ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಇಂದಮ್ಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ he comes on stage and he has 2 grand pianos kept, ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ನು ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕೂತಿಯಾನೆ. One hand is on one piano and one hand is on the other piano, okay, grand piano. So he plays this item called as Beethoven's Bumblebee ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಅದು. ಅದನ್ನು ಅವನೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಮೆಡ್ಲಿ ಥರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಮಿಷನ್ ಇಂಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಮೂವಿದೊಂದು ಥೀಮ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು, ಹ್ಯಾರಿ ಪಾಟರ್ದು ಥೀಮ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು, ಹಿ ಡಸ್ ಒನ್ ಮೆಡ್ಲಿ ಥರ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿತ್ 2 hands he plays on 2 pianos separately. ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ಡಿನರಿಲಿ ವೆಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಓವೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಹಿ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಹಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಜಡ್ಜಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವನು ಲೇಡೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜೆಂಟಲ್ಮೆನ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಬಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡನ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೈ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ನಾನು. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಹಿ ಮೂವ್ಸ್ ಟು ಅನದರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ವೇರ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡ್ರಮ್ ಸೆಟ್, ಅ ಫುಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಡ್ರಮ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರೋದು. ದೆನ್ ಹಿ ಗೋಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಡ್ರಮ್ ಕಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡವನು. He gets ready with his drumsticks ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೈಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು. And then he asks the organizers, can you please play back what I just played there, ಅದರ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ನನಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಅವನೇನು ನೋಡಿಸಿದ್ನೋ ಅದರದೇ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಹಿ ಪ್ಲೇಡ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಹಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ದ ಡ್ರಮ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಿಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೀಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ 10-year-old kid, 10 or 12 if my memory is right. ಓಕೆ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಹುಡುಗ, ಪುಟ್ಟ ಹುಡುಗ ಅವನದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ, ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ extraordinary praises he gets, and then he lands up winning the competition also. ಗೆದ್ದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ he comes back to India and it's so beautiful that A.R. Rahman does his interview. Okay, Rahman ಅವರನ್ನೇ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋರು, but then he is the interviewer for this boy. Okay, so a video link and this competition link I'll share both after this session. So Rahman Oru, when he's asking Lydian, he's interviewing him and saying, Lydian, what you have achieved at this age is outstanding, it's fantastic. Not many kids of your age have achieved what you have achieved. And he can play the tabla, he can play the flute, all with the same proficiency. Okay. So Rahman Oru, he goes on to ask him, it's like, so Lydian, tell me, the most kids of your age, they're all so busy playing Xbox or PlayStation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, how come you didn't get sucked into it ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ he started asking him. So you should note that moment in that video when Rahman is asking him, so Lydian, kids of your age are all sucked into PlayStation and Xbox ಅಂದಾಗ instantly Lydian's expression on his face is like, he says, what uncle ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನು. So he addresses Rahman as uncle. PlayStation and Xbox ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ he's like, what uncle ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನು. Okay, so he does not know what video games mean. He does not know what PlayStation or Xbox means. Okay, so Rahman ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ನಗು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು he just laughs and he says, no wonder you are the world's best ಅಂತ he says. So ನಿಂಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಿನಗೆ, there was no comparison. So ಈಗ I had a lot of my colleagues who were coming and telling me sadly, ಅಂದರೆ ಬೇಜಾರು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು, ನನ್ನ ಮಗನಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಬಾಕ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೋಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ, ಇನ್ನಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರುತಿ ಅಕ್ಕ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಗೇಮ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್. ಅದನ್ನು ಟಿ ವಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಆಡೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೀ ಲೋಡೆಡ್ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಇಟ್. And it's very hi-fi games, very high graphic, high animations use ಮಾಡಿರೋ games ಅದು. Okay, so there are some parents who came and told me that my son already has the Xbox 5, but ಅವನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ Xbox 6 ತೊಗೊಂಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನನ್ನ ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಇವಾಗ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ತಲೆ ತಿಂತಾನೆ ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಅಂತ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಬಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಿವ್. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸಮ್ 25,000 35,000 ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅದು. Okay, so when the comparison is happening with my classmates or my peers or ನನ್ನ neighbor friends, ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ somebody else will have something better ಅಲ್ವಾ. So the comparison should be with yourself only, and start get the validation only from your parents ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋಲಿ we can see Lydian Nadaswaram. So Lydian's father is also a musician. He's worked a lot with A.R. Rahman ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರದು. So the only validation he wanted was from his father, that did I play this song well ಅಷ್ಟೇ. If the dad said ಇಲ್ಲ, you can improve a little more ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, that's all is his validation that he wants. ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಗಿಂತ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, did I play it well, my dad has to tell me ಅಂತ, or mom, whatever it is, right? So I think that's a very conscious decision. Parents of our generation, we have to immediately keep that in mind and start. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good. So, validation is something we all.
ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ.
Sorry, Indama.
ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ವೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ವೈ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್?
ಯಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಮುಗಿತಲ್ಲ ಎಮ್ ಎಸ್ ಸಿ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಮುಗೀತು. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಶುರು ಇವಾಗ ಮ್ಯಾರಥಾನ್ ಇವಾಗ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾರಥಾನ್. ವಿ ಆರ್ ವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಎಮ್ ಎಸ್ ಸಿ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಯೆಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ. ಸೊ ಶುರು ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಈಗ.
ಕೋಪದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದ್ ಮಾತು. ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆತರ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ. ಆಸ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಗೆಲ್ಲಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಈವನ್ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್, ಡಿಸೈರ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ ರೀತಿ ಹೊರಗ್ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದು ನನ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೋದಾಗ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಮೇಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಾನು.
ಚಾನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಎಸ್, ಅದೇ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಅಂಡ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೊರಗ್ನವ್ರ ಮುಂದೆ ಅದ್ ಮಾಡು ಇದ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಈಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಹುಡುಗನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಅಪ್ಪ ಅವನ್ನ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು ಅಂತ. ನಾವ್ ಮಾಡೋ ತಪ್ಪು ಎಲ್ಲರದ್ರಿಗೂನು ಅದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರ್ಸು ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರ್ಸು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ.
Correct. Anyway, nice discussion. We covered 6 chapters today. Good thing.
ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. I mean, this was also part of the.
ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಂಗಾರೆ.
ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡಣ, ಅದು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಡ.
ಓಕೆ.
ಓಂ ಹಸತೋ ಮಾ ಸದ್ಗಮಯ ತಮಸೋ ಮಾ ಜ್ಯೋತಿರ್ಗಮಯ ಮೃತ್ಯೋರ್ಮಾ ಅಮೃತಂ ಗಮಯ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಸರ್ವೇ ಭವಂತು ಸುಖಿನಃ, ಸರ್ವೇ ಸಂತು ನಿರಾಮಯಾಃ, ಸರ್ವೇ ಭದ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಶ್ಯಂತು, ಮಾ ಕಶ್ಚಿತ್ ದುಃಖಭಾಗ್ ಭವೇತ್. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಸಹನಾ ಭವತು ಸಹನೋ ಭುನಕ್ತು, ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂಕರವಾವಹೈ, ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಾವಧೀತಮಸ್ತು ಮಾ ವಿದ್ವಿಷಾವಹೈ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು, ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು, ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು. ಹರಿ ಓಂ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ. Let me stop the record.